I want to get on these like even deeper like community conversation, right? As you know, this is a hot topic. School resource officers, SROs, which is kind of built in around, I think, social emotional learning, equity. We know that Black and brown students at the moment are suspended 3 times as more than their white counterparts. Some may say that the interaction with police for those students may cause more suspension or just confusion about the presence of SROs, right? And just to be clear, I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, that there's an MOU between MNPD and MNPS.
That's correct.
SROs do not come out of your budget.
No, they do not.
You know, do not come out of it, but it's an MNPD budget. I just want
Right.
to make that clear, make sure that's out there. Just to get around the confusion that people may have. What is the role of school resource officers in Metro Nashville Public Schools?
Absolutely. First of all, I have to say I'm very cognizant of the data and the disproportionality. We're very transparent about our focus and our intentionality.
It's in the equity roadmap.
It's in the equity roadmap.
Y'all are very transparent.
And we are seeing movement in the right direction. I care about our young people, and I care about the statistics of how we're, I mean, you can, early on, I mean, we have data as early as 3rd grade that projects out, you know, the outcomes for students as an adult. And we're not just sitting back and doing nothing about it. We're pouring in and putting in these strategies. And one of the things you mentioned is our MOU with MNPD for our school resource officers in our buildings. And there's lots of misconceptions, particularly around how SROs serve in Metro Nashville Public Schools. I can't speak for any other district or any state for that matter. But in Metro Nashville Public Schools, our SRO officers are not there to be disciplinarians. They are not there to enforce the discipline policies of our schools. They are there as a safety measure, right? And unfortunately, we've had some tragic events happening in our schools with our young people. It just breaks me when I think about that. They are there for when the law is being broken, and to also help plan with our school administrators, right? So it's this misconception. Our educators are trained in their content, they're trained in leadership, they're trained in counseling, whatever their respective role. MNPD has been a great partner, and I'm very appreciative to Chief Drake and his responsiveness to the needs of our school district to come alongside us and help us create safety plans for our buildings, help pressure test those safety plans, and in the event of an emergency, actually be there to respond. Right? So it's about that extra outlier support. I mean, I'm a previous principal, and I've worked hand in hand with our school resource officers for many, many years. And our kind of internal agreement was, I've got the school side of things. I've got our school operations. I've got our discipline. I need you here for our emergency response. And so that's some of the work that they're doing in our schools. They're also working with us as a district to make sure that we're reviewing our safety plans and our drills and helping us stay updated with research-based safety measures, right? So I'm very appreciative, again, of our partnership with MNPD. I'm glad that we have our MOU in place. Again, our school resource officers that are only in, our armed officers are only in our middle schools and our high schools.
Not elementary.
Not elementary, not elementary schools. And again, very cognizant of that pipeline and building strong, positive relationships from the beginning. But they're there to help with particularly our external plans, but they will respond in the event of an emergency. But that MOU really outlines and dictates what that looks like inside of our schools.
In the future, moving forward, do you ever see a place, an environment where police officers, school resource officers, won't be needed in our Metro Public Nashville Schools?
I hope there is a day where that exists. And you know, a lot of times we talk about like we take national data and trends and we try to automatically apply it to every school district and every individual school. You know, I would challenge one to also think about maybe why some things haven't happened, right? And part of this planning that we do with MNPD is proactive measures as well. I mean, they're helping us build our entire plan right now in response to all the things that are happening around us. My hope and dream is that we continue to build positive culture and climates, that we can set conditions, that we can close the right? Equity gap, and getting students what they need earlier, making sure those resources are out in our communities as well, because a lot of the challenges we see in our schools really stem from what's happening in the community. And until we kind of address community needs and changes, we're going to continue to kind of be in our continuous improvement model around how our schools can be responsive, particularly around safety, mental health, and social emotional learning.